edition of the
Okay.
goalpost. I'm your host, Oluwamayowa. I'm not alone. I have Temiloluwa making a return. I know his face is not, he's not smiling this morning because you would have expected that Nigeria would be at the World Cup, but at the moment it seems um, we have to go through the route of the playoff. Temiloluwa, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm fine. I'm fine. A
I
bit
know.
disappointed, but I'm fine.
Okay, I mean, let's get into it. We all watched the game yesterday, and I was one of those that said that the team that played the last WAFCON is not the same team that played this WAFCON. It seems the team that played the last WAFCON, they were well equipped to win the title, while this particular team, they looked a shadow of themselves. I would ask you, what do you make of the game against Cameroon? Because, I mean, for me personally, I think we struggled throughout this particular competition. What do you make of this particular game?
Well, following the competition from the group stage, it was clear that we were struggling heavily. The only thing that was just keeping us going was the experience. You understand? The experience that we've been here before, the experience that at least some of the players there, you understand, have been there before. You understand? So that's it was just experience that we rode on. You understand? To get to the quarterfinals against Cameroon. I was totally disappointed, to be honest with you, and it was just not what I expected because I was rooting for our ladies to get to the final at least to add one more star to the one they already have on their crest already. But I do not. It's just back to the drawing board. The last squad I went to the WAFCON, there was a bit of composure from them. You understand? Not even a bit. There was composure from them, and there was just this I don't know. There was this something distinct. You understand? When you compare and contrast between this squad and that squad, you know that a whole lot of things are missing. You understand? Let's just forget. Apart from the tactical side, apart from the setup, you understand? A whole lot. Maybe in terms of personality, maybe I don't know, but a lot is missing, and it was glaring. You understand? It was glaring, and I don't even know why Oshuala should be coming in the 92nd minute. I don't know. I don't. There are some things you cannot just explain.
Well, I mean, you said something that's very, very important. The thing is this: if you look at how we played against Cameroon, Madugu decided to stick with Alozie on the left back. Alozie is not a natural left full back, but Madugu continues to play as a left back. In that particular game, she struggled so much. Even the goal, the free kick that we considered, the pressing came from that side before the ball went to the other side, and we considered that free kick. That's number one. Number two, do you think Nadoze is beginning to lose form because in this particular tournament, he didn't clothe herself in glory? Don't you think it's high time that there's a competition introduced to put Nadoze on her toes?
Well, competition is always very, very needed. Competition is what tells players that they can be replaced. In a setting whereby a player feels indisposable, you understand, they don't tend to want to give 100%. I'm not saying the commitment is not there, but that extra push will not be there. You understand? So I think it's high time that I just think it's high time we have revamp for the women team. You understand? I think it's just high time for Alozie. I think she struggled for most of the game. Yes,
True.
and she wasn't very comfortable playing that position. She wasn't very comfortable, and I think the Cameroonians sensed that she wasn't very comfortable, and that was why they put more fire. You understand on her side. You understand? She wasn't comfortable, and I was thinking maybe the coach was actually going to twitch a bit. You understand to put her to the right side, but I don't know. I see sometimes some losses like this, you just don't know how to explain it. You understand? But you've lost, and I'm not just happy with the whole thing, but then it is football, you understand? But Alozie struggled. It was glaring that she was actually struggling, and I don't know. I just cannot fathom why she was not even why there was no tactical switch. You understand? Switch at least to ease her burden. You understand? Or probably maybe just even do a sub. You understand? Bring in someone else who would play the position better. But then we are saying all of this simply because we lost. If we had won, the story would have been different.
But if you look at the last three games we played before that particular game, you will know that the team was struggling. Let me take you back to the game against Egypt. Against Egypt, the same issue that we had against Cameroon, we had the same issue because forget that Egypt were indisciplined and they considered three penalties. They were overrunning our midfield. They were lobbing the ball above them. The midfield was not that cohesive. That's number two. If not for Abiodun yesterday, Deborah Abiodun, that was very, very exceptional yesterday, we would have probably considered more because it seems we couldn't control the midfield. That aside, don't you think it's that time we change a Madugu? Because I don't think Madugu is the person to take us forward based on the performance.
Like I just said now, there needs to be a revamp. You understand? Either starting from the coach down to the players, they need to be a revamp because I think it is high time we shake up the women team, just where we shaked up the men team. You understand? You see, we've shaked the men team to a level that yeah, people are coming in, fresh legs are coming. You can see the likes of Frederick, you understand, and the likes coming in. You understand? Namdi coming in and they are doing well. So I think it's high time we have that kind of shake up in the women setup. And this WAFCON loss just opens our eyes. In fact, this WAFCON competition, not even the loss, because we've just been grinding out results. You understand? Not necessarily controlling games, but just grinding out results. And this competition just opens our eyes that you know what, we need to revamp. Our midfield was so very weak. I don't know if it was tired legs. I don't know if it is tactical setup, but our midfield was easily overrun. And you know when you start to lose your midfield quite easily, yes, an opponent understand that okay, you know what, this is how to go about their midfield. You understand? So we were totally explored in this competition. Starting from our left back, we were explored in our midfield, we were explored. You understand? So there was just no composure. That's what I'll just say. No composure in the team, no composure in the setup. And I think it's high time that there be a shake up. You understand? Yes, we are the champions, we are the Oga of the tournament. You understand? We are the Oga of the tournament. But that doesn't mean that at some point in time we don't need to shake up. You understand? We need to shake up as well. You understand? To match those, because in as much as we are the Oga, there are also people that are there are also countries that are trying to put together things, you understand, to topple us, you understand, to win this thing. And we cannot just be relying on the fact that yes, it's our trophy. We know how to win it, and then not put in the necessary effort. So I think it's high time we have a revamp, squad revamp, managerial revamp, you understand, and then maybe from there we'll know where we are going.
Okay, if you look at that particular team, who and who do you think should not make the next tournament? Because I mean, we still have an opportunity to go for the World Cup. There's a playoff coming up on Thursday. It's a one-off playoff between the four teams that didn't make to the semi-final. If we are lucky enough to win that game, we'll go ahead and play in the Intercontinental final. But looking at that team, is it more of the team or more of the coach? Because for me personally, and this is just me, this is just my opinion, you might differ on that. I think it was more of the coach. We have the players. These players they've done it before. But the Madugu we saw in the last competition, he was able to make tough decisions. In the first game, some key players did not play very well. From the second game, he took them out and he brought in fresh leg and we're able to see the result. But this particular competition, he says Madugu was clueless. So is it more of the player now, or more of we just need to change the code so that we can revamp the team?
It is more of the coach. That's just the bitter truth. It is more of the coach. I do not think it is more of the players. It is of the coach, because when you watch the game, the quality that the players possess is glaring to see. The only problem they have is they do not gel well. You understand? There's no composure from everybody. And the moment there's no composure from everybody, it just tells you that the setup is what is not working.
Hmm.
You understand? Once there's no composure from everybody, it is the setup. You understand? So I think it's not even I think I know that it's the coach. You know, when you lose a competition like this with the kind of performance that we've shown from the group stage, it just tells you that it is the managerial setup. It's not about the players. We have the players. You understand? We have fantastic players. We have players that have won this WAFCON not twice inside that squad, which tells you that they have the experience. They
Hmm.
they know how this competition goes. You understand? They know at least the pros and cons of this competition to a level. You get? You cannot say you've won it two times and you don't know how it works. You understand? So if you are having those kind of players in the team, you get, and the team is struggling, it tells you it is the manager, it is the coach. You understand? That's just it. There's no two way about it. There's no. It's just the coach. His setup. His setup for this tournament was different. Probably maybe he was considering other nations, like, okay, other nations are actually putting in one or two things. You understand? What can we do to switch the way we set up, the way we play? And there's an English saying that says, if it is not broken, you understand, don't fix it. That's the English saying. So if it is
True.
not broken, don't fix it. So I think in the process of him trying to fix one or two things, that was where we lost the whole thing. We lost the whole plot. We lost composure. We lost tactical awareness. We lost the setup. We lost everything. So it's not about the ladies now. You understand? Because they are fantastic individuals, wonderful group of players. You understand? But it's now down to the manager. You can have all the tools that you need. If you don't know how to use it, it's as good as you don't even have it. You understand? So that's just what happens. So I think the manager just needs to Maduku needs to sit up. He needs to sit up, you understand, and try to see how we can go from here. We're having World Cup soon, you understand, and it wouldn't be nice if we go there and we are out from the group stage. It wouldn't even be nice at all. It wouldn't speak well of Nigeria female football, you understand. So I think he just needs to gather his act together, you understand, and from there know what is needed. Know the weakness of the squad, because every squad has a weakness, every squad has a strength. So play to the strength of the squad, not to the weakness, because the moment you are capitalizing on the weakness, even your opponent will use that weakness against you. You understand? Play to the strength. You understand? The best form of defense is attack. You understand? So the moment you are trying to defend, so
Sure.
it's the setup, not about the players. So that's just my take on it.
Okay, that's fantastic. I know Collins is very angry. Collins, welcome. It took you a bit. The question is this: it seems Temilolua wants Madugu to stay. Do you think Madugu should stay? Because I mean, we are not sure that whether we will even qualify for the World Cup. What we have now is a playoff. We have to first of all get through the CAF playoff before we go for the Intercontinental playoff. We are not 100% sure of going to the World Cup. Do you think Madugu should stay, or it's time for him to pack his bag and go?
Uh, the noise have been pretty loud about Justin Madugu so far, and throughout even the last WAFCON tournament, we're like saying Nigeria were lucky, all it took was individual brilliance for us to win and all of that. I think I can see it now. I mean, I was saying it before. I think I can see it now because you cannot have a team like that Nigerian team and you are relying on individual brilliance. Individual brilliance in the sense that how many midfield rotations are you going to change? How
Hmm,
many front three are you going to change? Do you understand? This man keeps inventing. He's playing this tournament like he's experimenting. Meanwhile, this is the official tournament. Somebody will think we're playing friendly with the way he's interchanging, making all these random changes. No, it's like we're playing friendly. You don't know that this is the main competition. Look at this man will just tweak anything, just trying out different formation. I don't know what he's trying to achieve. Now we are out. Look at the way Cameroon ran us out.
hmm,
Outplayed us in midfield. We were more physical. We didn't even have even our technique. Couldn't even do anything against them.
hmm.
They ran. They were more. They played better in decisive moments. Do you understand? And you can't see this as back just Madugu when you are seeing all this obvious thing. This is how many. Okay, now it started Rashidat, Uchebe, and Echegini in midfield. You understand? He went to start. I don't know why he started Unisola. I don't know because she came off the bench against Egypt and she played well. Now look at the impact. He started Git Monday. I mean, yes, Oshola was not 100% fit. Now look at what they did. You have to remove them early because they didn't impact. You just have to accept that. I think as much as these girls are talented, some are just better off coming off the bench. They impact better coming off the bench. Look at Ishi. That's where she flourished the most, coming off the bench. They are just players that are built like that. Because they are giving you high quality, if you bring them up off the bench, they give you solid minutes, they give you one or two good contributions. It doesn't mean you have to start them. That's their role. They are role players. Do you understand? Every team has a role player. There is no team in sport that doesn't have a role player. Everybody doesn't have to be a starter because you are starting up, you are coming on the bench to give us goals, solid goal contribution. Doesn't mean you have to be a starter. That's not how football works. That's not how any sport works, especially basketball. So now, looking at the most obvious reason here, Justin Madugu. I feel like that in as much as Cameroon came with their game plan, which worked perfectly, by the way, their goalkeeper was very fantastic. She made nice saves also. Just Madugu has to go because we could have won that game. You understand? Cameroon, beating Cameroon 11 times in 13 games in the past. Cameroon are not supposed to be a problem. We faced Cameroon 13 times, beating them 11. They're not supposed to be a problem. So why are we struggling to score a goal? We did not even score. We lost to a free kick. Meanwhile, now those guys will come to our later. I don't even have a time yet. Why are we struggling to beat Cameroon? So it's really terrible. It's really terrible now. I don't even see us qualify for the World Cup because now we have to beat South Africa, which is their hard not to crack. After beating South Africa, we have to go to the Federation playoffs. How are we supposed to qualify? If it was if we beat South Africa, then we can go to the World Cup in Brazil. I'll be okay. But now after beating South Africa, we'll still go for another round of playoffs. It just be like all these quiz competition. When you start this one, you go to this one just to play in the World Cup. You see the stress these girls are putting me through. You understand? See the stress these ladies are putting me through. You understand? So honestly, it's not something to be happy about because that match yesterday was something really, really terrible. And I just shook my head, especially after that Esther goal. I think she could have just squared the ball, give the ball to Shashola, give back, go ball. You went, you take it, took it on by yourself, and well, I feel like they should fire Justin. I feel like they should fire Justin Madugu. He has done his part. You understand? Let them fire the man. Let him just go by himself. Thank you.
Okay, you mentioned firing Justin Madugu. If you look at the Moroccan side, they hired the coach that won Spain the Euros, the last Euros. They hired the coach that won them, the guy that coaches Morocco. Don't you think it's high time we start looking like this, the likes of Sarah Wigmel, the likes of the coach that coached Spain to a title the last time? Don't you think it's high time we begin to do that? Must we be stuck with the likes of Madugu or Denabe, that is a coach for a college side, Temilolua? Don't you think it's high time we begin to look at high-profile coaches that can actually deliver for us? On the African scene, yes, things are beginning to catch up with us, but don't it's high time we start looking at those kind of coaches?
Well, in fact, even going abroad, there's no guarantee that even the elite coaches that we're talking about, bringing them to Nigeria, there's no guarantee that they'll produce the result that we want. You understand? But we can actually look in-house. You get? We have our women league. Yes, and let's be honest with ourselves. We have our women league, and I think winning. See, the female the Nigerian Super Falcons. You understand? Have created a burden for Nigerians that winning the AFCON has become a normal thing. It has become norms.
Hmm.
Either indigenous coach, either foreign coach, anybody will comfortably win it. Let's be honest with ourselves. That's the picture. In fact, that's not even the picture. That's the reality that they've given us. So
Hmm.
either indigenous or local coach or foreign coach will win it. And so now the idea now is, what is the next step? That's the question we should ask ourselves at this point in time. What is the next step? If we don't know the next step, we will appoint the wrong person. You can appoint even the elite, but when you don't know the next step to make, you understand, you will struggle woefully. Now, let me just diverse a bit into the Super Eagles. You understand? When Eric Chell came in, there was an idea that, you know what, the next step now is these players are getting old. We need the next generation. That's one of the next steps.
Hmm.
You understand? And Eric Chell understood that assignment. And now we are seeing the results small, small. You understand? So now for the Super Falcons, now what is the next step? You understand? Are we revamping the squad? You get me? It's not that you bring in a new manager and then he's still working with the same tools. Some players of which, like Mr. Collins said, should not be starting. They are impact sub, super sub. That's what we should be calling them. You understand? So the
That's
next
true.
the question now is what is the next step? You understand? That's the question we should ask ourselves, because those countries appointing the foreign managers, you understand, the foreign elite coaches, they know the next step. Let's ask ourselves, what's the next step? What are we chasing? You understand? Are we comfortable? Okay, the question now should be, are we even comfortable just participating in AFCON again? You understand? Because we can get to that stage now that participating is okay for us. Are we at that point? Or are we at the point where we see that, okay, you know what, this AFCON, we have to win it again? Now, are we at the point where we decide that, you know what, at the World Cup, we are going for the quarterfinals? At what point are we now? You understand?
Hmm.
So we have to get to that point
Hmm.
where we are faced before we can actually say we want to go for an elite manager.
Hmm.
You understand? So now the question now is to the football federation. What are the ambition? Let me put it that way.
Hmm.
What are the ambition? You can get an elite manager and not be ambitious enough for that elite manager, and then just the grand minimum, you understand, becomes a super achievement.
Hmm.
You get, so just the grand minimum becomes a super achievement. So the next, what's the next step? You get, so
Hmm.
when we understand that question, is it to revamp? Are we getting the coach to come in to revamp the squad only? You understand? To give us the next generation, then we can progress from there. Or are we bringing in somebody that will still work with this our ladies? You understand? This current crop of ladies. You understand?
Hmm.
For the long term or short term, or what is the ambition? You understand? So that's the question now. Getting the foreign manager, we, like I said, we've won the AFCON with local. Indigenous coach, we've won it with foreign coach. You understand? So winning the AFCON is not a problem. You get me now? So the question now is what next? That what next now determine if we need an elite level manager or we still need somebody else to just take the nudge a bit.
Okay, that's very fantastic. Before we wrap up on this particular topic, let me go back to Collins. Collins, you mentioned Nadoze. It seems Nadoze really made you angry. Is it time that we begin to look at another goalkeeper and probably begin to face out Nadoze? Because if we are being honest, Nadoze was a shadow of herself in this particular tournament, and we might some way somehow qualify to the World Cup. Is this same kind of performance Nadoze will put up at the World Cup and will not concede goals horribly? Is it at time that we begin to look for another replacement for Nadoze? It seems Nadoze is not doing it again for Nigeria.
Okay. In as much as I want to, I'm honestly angry with Nadozie at this moment. But at some point, you just have to calm down and just observe things. You understand? The way your thing plays, the way your things are structured to play, the way your things are structured to operate. You understand? Will affect you individually as a goalkeeper or as a defender. Put me anywhere. You understand? Look at the way this Nigerian women's team are structured to play. It's not like it's not like we even have the structure. We don't have the structure. You understand? The way we are playing, let me not put structure because I put structure, look at it, we have a structure. The way we are playing at the moment, right? I feel like it's affecting Unadoze's performance. Normally, you expect Unadoze to maybe because the defense is not playing well, you expect her to step up. You know, she's the leader at the back when it comes to the back line. The goalkeeper is always the leader. In fact, she's the vocal point in the back line there. You expect her to speak, you understand, coordinate. Look at the free kick that was taken. Because maybe you can say, I'm telling you, there's a way she would have coordinated that wall. You understand? That ball will not pass. But not only did she not coordinate the wall well, she was also out of her line. So that's too poison. Why would they score? And that was a beautiful strike, by the way.
Hmm.
That was a very, very beautiful strike. And at some point, I was like, ah, there's no saving that ball. You understand? The ball just took, oh boy, that was a very, very beautiful. I had to forget that I was in Nigeria for a moment and applaud how beautiful that goal was. Do you understand? So it's just that I'm not going to totally fault Naduzi, right? I'm not going to totally fault Naduzi. The morale of these ladies that is very down. You understand? And Naduzi is a very, very hyper person. You understand? You when you watch her bright, you know how good of a goalkeeper she is. She's a super goalkeeper. She wasn't a super goalkeeper before. She just evolved into this role, and that's what's paining me. She's not doing this thing in Nigeria. That the defense is not solid. If you have a defense that is not as coordinated as the Nigerian defense, keep your super goalkeeper, keep it in Europe. When you come to play WAFCON, you become a traditional goalkeeper. Don't become a super goalkeeper in this team. You understand? Here we overlap. Oladipo will overlap. All of them will overlap. Nobody will be left at the back.
Hmm.
You know how to, instead of you should maintain your ground. You understand? You know how to do super goalkeeper against fast wingers. Look at the way Malawi killed us. You understand? The Chawinga sisters destroyed us. maintain your stance. It's not hard. Their team that's why I said their team structures that fits the way she plays. Not Nigeria. We don't fit it. We're not Brighton. You understand? We're not Brighton. We don't fit the way she plays right now.
Mr. Collins, let me cut in. It's not only about Nigeria tactics, it's Africa as a whole. And this is the problem Onana had with Cameroon. You know, Onana was always wanting to run to the front, run to the front. That's the issue he had with Cameroon, that they had to drop him
True,
for
true.
Hey, imagine. What are you looking for? Like I was like, hey God. See, I'm not. That's why I'm not going to totally fault her. You understand? That's her style. It has worked for her. It worked for the way she played it, but she had to adapt. Like I said, she had to adapt. She was not like this before. You know, I knew Nadozie before. She wasn't the super good player. She was a very traditional. She was not very super. But now she has adapted to the way they play over there in England, and this is the result. She forgot that she's not playing in Brighton. She forgot she's not playing in the WSL. She forgot that she's playing in WAFCON. So and now we have seen the result. So I'm not going to totally force Nadozie. She's world class. Like she's really world class. You understand? This is just a case of misplaced I don't know priorities, a place where she didn't get her things in order. You understand? Defense is in shambles, the midfield is in shambles, the whole team is in shambles now. Just Madugu doesn't know what he's doing. So I'm not I'm angry with her. I'm angry with her because I expected her to be vocal when it comes to certain things. When it comes to controlling that back line, she's supposed to be vocal. You understand? You speak up. Talk to your defenders. Let them know what to do. Let them organize. That's your job as a goalkeeper. You're not just there to save the ball. You understand? And she didn't do that in this WAFCON. That's why I'm angry with her. She didn't do that. And if your goalkeeper is not being vocal, your team is very, very bound for disaster. If your goalkeeper cannot speak, if your goalkeeper cannot coordinate, if your goalkeeper cannot be the head in your back line, your team is going to be a disaster. So that's where I'm going to falter. But all other aspects that she cannot control, she's world class. And if she's going to be with us in the World Cup, if you qualify, you understand, and I think she will do well.
Okay.